Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any new updates. So the judge scolded both Diddy's legal team and the prosecutors after an article came out revealing private details from a sealed court session last Friday. Someone is lying, the judge said, after both sides claimed they had no idea who leaked the information. Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, said he only found out about the article when prosecutors sent it to them. The judge said someone who was in court on Friday had clearly broken the rules and promised to investigate. He warned he would issue serious punishments, possibly even criminal contempt, if anyone else leaks sealed information. He also threatened to take phones and force people to testify under oath if it happens again. Then Diddy's lawyer, Alexander Shapiro, asked what the other jurors were told about why juror number 6 was removed. The judge explained they were only told that juror number 6 had been excused and were not allowed to talk about why. He added that another issue was involving juror number 7 would be dealt with later in the day. Then prosecutor Maureen Cormier said the government will likely finish presenting their case today, though it may not go until Friday. Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, said Diddy's defense case could take 2 to 5 days, but they are still making adjustments. Oh my gosh, they had said it would be by July 4th, but now they are saying they could be done in 2 to 5 days. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's incredible, but wow. Okay, so that means they don't really have... Okay, I'll get to that later. So then the judge noted they might be ready to give the case to the jury sometime next week, and Agnifilo agreed. Okay, so then Special Agent Deleassa Penland took the stand. She works for the U.S. Attorney's Office and said she was in charge of reviewing charts and data to make sure everything is accurate. Penland showed the jury a summary chart listing the dates, locations, and travel info for several meetings. One of those meetings was in December 2009 at the London Hotel in New York City. It involved Diddy, Cassie, and a man Cassie previously said joined them for freak-offs. Penland read messages between Diddy and the men, showing Diddy coordinated the men's travel and even had his staff book a flight for him. That flight itinerary was later found in Diddy's company records. She also confirmed that flight records showed both Cassie and the men were in New York City at that time. The jury saw more records to support a December 2009 meeting between Diddy, Cassie, and an escort named Jules at the London Hotel in New York. The records showed Diddy paid for hotel rooms and flights for both Cassie and Jules using his American Express card. Jurors were also shown a travel invoice for a flight Cassie took from Los Angeles to New York on December 10, 2012. Then, Special Agent Deleassa Penland read text messages between Diddy and Cassie sent on October 13, 2012. You ready for tonight? Diddy asked. Cassie replied yes, but said she still needed to get something. Diddy responded, "Man, you had all day. It's always something." The jury also saw texts Cassie sent to 2 other men that same night, giving them hotel room info in New York. The room was booked under the name Janet Clark and paid in cash. One of the men texted Cassie in the early hours of October 14, saying he was in a different room. That room was booked under Frank Black and was paid for with both cash and an American Express card. Several videos recorded on October 14 were recovered from Cassie's device. The jury watched some of these videos, though the public could not see them. Next, the jury saw texts between Diddy and Cassie planning a freak-off in January 2013 to celebrate Christmas. Want to celebrate Christmas and have a freak-off tomorrow or Friday? Diddy texted. Cassie then messaged an escort service to arrange for an escort and also personally messaged others to set up staggered arrival times for January 11 and 12. One of the escorts texted Cassie, "Hello, Star. This is Santiago. I hope we can do another voyeur encounter again, and I really want to do this again with you guys." On October 12, 2013, Cassie texted a man named Dave asking him to come to her hotel room around 1 a.m. He later replied, "Thanks, LOL," at 8 a.m. Around the same time, Cassie messaged another man, Daniel Phillip, asking him to wait a few more minutes. The next day, on October 22, Cassie texted Diddy, "You did not film anything on your phone, right?" Diddy responded, "No way." For the first time, the jury saw actual video clips of explicit encounters. Previously, they had only seen still images and heard audio. The videos from October 2012, October 2014, and December 2014 lasted just over 2 minutes. Jurors, the judge, and parties wore headphones to view them. The public and press were not shown the footage. While the videos played, most jurors kept a straight face. One female juror covered her eye, and another appeared to wince. The jury also saw travel and hotel records for Jules, the escort, showing Diddy paid for his flight from Los Angeles to New York in August 2009. Texts between Jules and Cassie showed she thanked him and sent him flight info for his return. Jurors were shown more records about a hotel stay in September 2014 in Los Angeles. These records showed Diddy paid for a round-trip flight from New York to LA for a man called Dave. The hotel booking was made under the name of Diddy's assistant, Eli Maroon, with Christina Korem listed as the contact. The room was paid for with Diddy's American Express card, and records showed a second room was later added to the reservation. The bill was paid using 5 different bank accounts, including ones tied to Bad Boy Entertainment and Combs Enterprises. Jurors also saw hotel records that listed room damage, fees, Diddy paid. One hotel in Beverly Hills charged $500 for damaged drapes and carpet. Another 2015 bill listed $950 for linen damage, deep cleaning. In October 2012, his American Express card was charged $46,786 for penthouse damage at the Intercontinental New York Times Square. That reservation was under the name Frank Black. The jury also saw messages Diddy sent to someone saved as NY Strip. Just before the December 2009 hotel meetup, Diddy kept trying to schedule a massage. "Can you let me know if there's a problem so I have time to get her another present?" he texted. So later, both Diddy and New York Strip ask each other, you a cop? Are you a cop? Prosecutor Emily Johnson showed the jury a timeline of text messages, calls, and photos related to the March 2016 altercation between Diddy and Cassie at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles. It started on March 4 when Cassie asked about the availability of an escort. Then, on March 5, Diddy called Cassie 8 times in a row around 11:28 a.m., but she did not answer. By 11:35 a.m., Cassie had taken photos of herself with a swollen lip, wearing sunglasses, photos she later said were taken in the car right after she left the hotel. Around 11:36 a.m., Diddy called her 3 more times, and again, she did not answer. Cassie called him back twice. Each call lasted about a minute. Diddy then called her 3 more times and texted, "Call now." Cassie replied, "I went and checked everything and spoke to security. Jules left, so you are good. And as long as you don't disturb the other guests, they'll leave you be." Diddy continued to call. When Cassie did not answer, he texted, "Call me now," and call me, the cops are here. At 12:08 p.m., Diddy called Cassie 3 more times. One call lasted 18 seconds. The other were missed. Then at 12:09 p.m., Cassie called Diddy former bodyguard D-Rock, a.k.a. Damian Butler, for 22 seconds. Diddy texted Cassie again, "You're gonna abandon me all alone? And call me, please." Cassie finally responded, "I have a premiere Monday for the biggest thing I've ever done in my life. I have a black eye and a fat lip. It was time for me to go. You are sick for thinking it's okay to do what you have done. Please stay far away from me." Diddy and D-Rock called her again, but she did not answer. She later called D-Rock for under 2 minutes. Diddy texted, "Call me. Help." Between 12:10 and 12:20 p.m., Diddy kept calling. Cassie picked up once for about 34 seconds. During that time, she also called D-Rock twice. At 12:19 p.m., Diddy texted, "I'm about to be arrested. Thanks." Oh, wow. What a narcissist. Oh, my gosh. He texted again, "If you don't pick up, you'll never hear my voice again." You hear this? Diddy called 5 more times over the next 30 minutes. No answer. His former chief of staff, Christina Koren, also called Cassie but got no response. Around 2:30 p.m., Cassie texted Christina, "This is crazy. He won't stop. Please tell him the neighbors are about to call the police." Christina replied, "I got him. We're going down the elevator." D-Rock also told Christina, "Tell him he needs to get out of there before they call the police." Cassie and her former best friend, Carrie Morgan, testified that after leaving the hotel, Diddy went to Cassie's apartment. Cassie texted Christina, "Please take away whatever keys he thinks he has." Christina later told D-Rock she got Diddy back to his LA home around 3 p.m. After more missed calls, Christina texted Cassie, "Talk to him. He promised me he won't go back over if you will just talk to him for 5 minutes. Sorry, don't want to be in the middle, just don't want him to go back over." Between 4:49 and 5:15 p.m., Cassie and Diddy talked for 18 and 10 minutes on separate calls. Around 5:30 p.m., Cassie also spoke with Diddy's assistant, Eli Maroon, and then had about 4 calls with Diddy. At 5:52 p.m., Christina texted Eli Maroon, "I'm going to ask just to cover damages." Eli replied he wants to speak to Spanish security guard. Christina said, "Say they had a fun drunk night to try and get more info." Eli responded, "LOL, no shot. They are not playing nice." Between 6 to 7 p.m., both Diddy and D-Rock called Cassie several times. Most of the calls were answered. At 6:55 p.m., Carrie Morgan texted Christina a picture of a LAPD business card and wrote, "I don't think anyone should call her." Christina replied asking to call later. Carrie Morgan responded she was looking for anyone to say the wrong thing so she can call domestic abuse. "Cass just asked me to send you that." Cassie answered calls from D-Rock and Christina around 7 p.m. Later that night, at 9:55 p.m., Christina texted Eli, "Did you get security number? PD is asking." Eli said, "Wouldn't give it to me." Christina said, "What is Eddie's last name?" 2 photos from Cassie's phone taken at 7:09 a.m. on March 6 were shown to the jury. One of the 2 men, another of someone sitting on a couch. At 9:32 a.m., Diddy texted D-Rock, "How is she?" D-Rock replied, "She's okay, eating breakfast. Her face don't look bad. She good." He said Cassie was smiling and laughing and told Diddy to call her. Cassie's messages also showed her planning a dress fitting that day. One photo shown in court was of her in a gown and sunglasses at the fitting. On the morning of March 7, Cassie texted Diddy, "This was supposed to be a really exciting day for me, and I wish I could just crawl in bed and stay there until I look better." That same day, Diddy and Intercontinental security guard Eddie Garcia, aka Diddy's Angel, Eddie my Angel, that's what he calls him. They had a call. At 2:21 p.m., Christina took a photo of Eddie's My Angel's license. Eddie Garcia testified that Diddy paid him $100,000 to exchange hotel security footage and made him sign a non-disclosure agreement, NDA. Around 2:30 p.m., Cassie called Diddy, D-Rock, in her building, the Comstock. D-Rock called her back briefly. Cassie later texted Carrie Morgan, "I should have sued, LOL." Carrie Morgan replied, "Totally." Later that day, Diddy called Cassie again for a minute. He also called Eddie Garcia, Diddy's Angel, twice. The second call lasted about 90 seconds. 2 photos taken later that night showed Diddy and Cassie together. On March 8th, Diddy's Angel, Eddie Garcia, called Diddy for a minute. Diddy called him back that night, but it went to voicemail. The next day, they finally spoke again. Diddy called, "Eddie my angel, you're my darling angel." Call him again on March 25 for about 1 minute. So then, during cross-examination, Diddy's lawyer, Tina Garagos, questioned Deleassa Penland about charts that showed who attended various meetings. Penland admitted the charts might not tell the full story. If I did not have the evidence, their name is not in this chart, she explained. It does not have the name of every potential person that was at this gathering. Garagos then brought up a series of text messages between Diddy and Cassie, pointing out that Cassie had sent him sexually explicit messages. In one message, Cassie wrote, "Always ready to freak off." After each message, Garagos asked Penland to confirm that those messages were not included in the government's official summary chart related to Cassie. She agreed. Garagos also pointed to a meeting from late July 2012 where Cassie's name appeared on the chart, but Diddy's did not. Penland confirmed that she did not see any text between Diddy and Cassie about that specific meeting. However, she did find messages between Cassie and someone saved in her phone as Islander LA. And those messages, Cassie asked if he was available and told him, "Come as soon as you can. I have a flight to catch." The jury watched parts of several sexually explicit videos during the cross-examination of Special Agent Deleassa Penland. The first video, recorded on October 14, 2012, had already been shown the day before. Cassie had previously testified that it showed her and a man named Dave doing what she called a freak off. They also watched clips from another video recorded that same day, as well as a third one recorded on October 20, 2012, where Cassie said she was with a man called Jules doing another freak off. Next, the jury viewed parts of videos recorded on December 4, 2014. All of these videos are sealed because they are sexually graphic. One of the current clips shown to the jury was almost 4 minutes long. And so far, they have watched over 15 minutes of sexually explicit footage in total. When the first video played, some audio could be heard in the courtroom, including what sounded like a woman's voice. A court security officer quickly alerted the judge. At one point, 5 out of 6 jurors in one row were seen with their chins resting on their hands, all at the same time. Deleassa Penland confirmed that all 5 of the sexually explicit videos the jury watched were recovered from a user profile called Frank Black on one of Cassie's devices. The videos are sealed because of their graphic content. Teenage Garagos went through more text messages between Diddy and Cassie, many of which involve planning what they called freak-offs. And some texts, Cassie talked about organizing the details of these encounters, sometimes responding when Diddy asked for one, and another time they exchanged sexual messages. In one message from February 2013, Diddy wrote, "Maybe one of those nights." And Cassie replied, "Yes." Garagos also highlighted messages sent after some of the freak-offs listed in the government summary chart. In late October 2012, Cassie texted Diddy sexy flashbacks of yesterday. And on Father's Day 2013, Cassie sent a message saying, Thank you for always showing me love and happiness the way it's supposed to be. Can't wait until we have a baby of our own to celebrate Father's Day. Diddy's lawyer, Tini Garagos, asked Deleassa Penland if she had seen any evidence about a meeting around New Year's Eve 2016 to 2017. Penland said she had not. Earlier in the trial, Cassie's friend Deontay Nash testified that he saw a man go into Diddy and Cassie's hotel room during a New Year's trip to Las Vegas that year. After that, Tini Garagos ended her cross-examination. Then, prosecutor Emily Johnson took over and went back to texts between Diddy and Cassie around the time of the Intercontinental Hotel assault in March 2016. After the incident, Diddy texted Cassie, "Baby, I can't say it enough. I'm so sorry." Later that same day, Cassie replied, "I still have crazy bruising from Friday. I would be a dummy to subject myself to that possibly happening again." She added, "When you get effed up the wrong way, you always want to show me that you have the power and knock me around. I am not a rag doll. I am someone's child." And that was it for the testimony of Special Agent Deleassa Penland. And yeah, that is all, you guys. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any new updates. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.